God damn it. Welcome. Chat, emergency meeting. Quick, everyone assemble. As you might be able to tell, I am pretty sick right now, but Konami does not care. The ban list is out. I'm just excited that we finally have it. So let's take a look at it. There you go. Kashtira Ariseheart is banned. This one I already saw because it was on the front page of the Twitter post. So yeah, Kashtira Ariseheart is banned, which is exactly where it should be. This opens up the door for so many decks again, I think. It's very, very cool to be able to play certain strategies again. The only thing that's kind of sad is that this might be the end of Book of Moon as a staple, Book of Eclipse as a staple, but we'll see. People are spamming Tearlament's strongest in chat right now. I do think that gives Tearlament's a little window to maybe be played again. We'll see. Bestial Magnamute Limited. Okay, that's expected, but very good change, I think. Bestial Magnamute is by far the best Bestial, and Bestials are really, really powerful. Another win for the Tearlament Andes, by the way. Only Magnamute, though. No Lubellion, no Druisworm, so still more Bestials for us than in the OCG. I think one Magnamute still makes any sort of Dragon Link deck definitely playable. And you can still side deck Bestials as an engine. You can still go 1 Magnamute, 3 Druisworm or something. That's completely reasonable. I like this. I think this is good. What else is there? Chaos Space. Chaos Space. Okay. Now, we've talked about this, that it's like really weird to address Dragon Link. You don't want to completely kill Dragon Link. At least I don't think they want to, and I don't think they should. But how do you just make Dragon Link a little bit weaker? I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's a really good card. Would I have done it this way? I'm not sure. I don't think it's a bad hit. I'm not sure if it's the best they could have done. In my ban list discussion, we talked about banning Striker Dragon, and I'm sure that every Dragon Link player would rather play with 1 Chaos Space than with no Striker Dragon, right? So in that case, I think you guys are fine. I think Dragon is still okay with 1 Chaos Space, 1 Magnamute. It just is significantly weaker. I have no problem with that. Is there other limits? There's no other limits. Okay. No semi-limits. Good. We're free! God damn it. This guy. I choked on Gazelle. God damn it. No Ariseheart and 3 Gazelles. Holy shit. And Herald of Orange Light, but who cares about Herald of Orange Light? And that's already it. There is 5 changes. Ariseheart banned, Magnamute limited, Chaos Space limited, and then unlimit of Herald of Orange Light and Gazelle. I can already tell a lot of people are going to be unhappy with this because they think it's too small, right? People just tend to like big ban lists more than small ban lists. But I will say, I like this. I'm a fan of this. It's not perfect. I want to preface that by saying it's not a perfect ban list. Absolutely not. There is cards that are missing from this that I would have liked to see. But right off the bat, I want to say, I think that the current format is fine, and that the only deck right now that I'm really sick of and tired of was Kashtira. Like, the only thing I didn't want to play against anymore was really Kashtira. Everything else was fine. It's okay. And therefore, I really like that they are doing a small ban list. Just like, okay, Ariseheart gone, everything else only small hits. My biggest gripe with this ban list is that they once again decided not to hit any floodgates, right? No anti-spell, no debarrier, no shifter. Those were cards that I really would have liked to see. Prosperity is another one that I really wanted to be on it, but I don't think Prosperity is ruining the game like these other cards can sometimes do. The floodgates are missing. Besides that, I'm happy with it. They did not hit Runics at all. I mean, Runics, honestly, haven't we suffered enough? 2 fountains? 2 fountains! We can only play 2 fountains. All jokes aside, I think the reason they didn't hit Runic is that Runic currently is not really doing anything. Maybe it's going to come back with this list. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about what are the big winners of this ban list. Salamangrade is a big winner with this ban list. I'm not sure if it's good enough, honestly. I've played Salamangrade at locals. The deck was very fun, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. However, the one thing I did say after playing locals with it was that 2 things need to happen for Salad to be maybe a contender, and that was no Ariseheart and Gazelle to 3. Both of those things happened, so I'm looking forward to trying it out at least. Tearlaments, I think, can be a meta contender again. Branded didn't get hit at all, but Branded still has the good old problems. Unchained, of course. Unchained is going to be a phenomenal deck moving forward. Purely untouched. Pretty much the only deck that really got shafted was Kashtira, and then Dragon Link got like a little drive-by hit. Everything else is still full power. I like it. Let this format play out, but without Ariseheart. There's been so many occasions in the last couple weeks where I was sitting there and I was thinking like, hey, how good would this format be if we just didn't have to worry about Ariseheart? And now that's what we get. Plus, we get 3 Gazelle. I'm happy. The floodgates are missing. You know, I'm not sugarcoating it. The floodgates should have been on here. Calamity, the Vanadium turn skip synchro combo thingy, that should have been on here. Yeah, I agree with you. 100%, that should have been on here. But these decks are not as oppressive as Kashtira was. So I'll take it. Like the list, but I always wish it was more interesting, chaotic. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a bad list, but people just always like the bigger ban lists more, right? The ones that change so much is something that people just love, right? And I also love it, right? I love it when a lot of things change, but sometimes you also gotta appreciate what you have, right? And we do have a pretty healthy format overall right now before this ban list, and so recognizing that it is a good format and just doing minor adjustments, I think is a fine thing, right? I think that's good, especially because now we can stop asking. We can start testing for tournaments. You know, you can start picking up cards that you want. You don't have to worry like, oh, is there gonna be a huge ban list just like in 2 weeks right after I pick up a new deck? It's like, no. They've just basically stated with this ban list that like, okay, the current format we think is fine. We're just gonna get rid of Kashtira, do some minor tweaks, and now you can all go and play whatever you want out of the current text, right? And I like that. Another interesting thing about this ban list is that it not only did not touch any of the floodgates, which is a bad thing, but it also did not touch cards like Prosperity, Fenrir, and arguably the triple tactics cards. Those were like cards that were, I feel like, could have potentially been on there. Droplet is playable. Oh yeah, a Ariseheart ban has so many implications. Like, you can play graveyard focused decks again without having to worry. Dark World as well, like Dark World, Tearlament, Salamangreat, Dragon Link, all these kind of graveyard focused decks. And also cards, you know, Ultimate Slayer, Forbidden Droplet, those kind of cards that would just be unplayable against a Ariseheart now go back into the metagame, right? And that's why I like this ban list. It's very small changes, very few changes, but the implications are huge. Like, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities in terms of different tech cards and different deck options even. And that might also mix up the other decks, right? Maybe Unchained was only such a good deck because all the cards that people played, or the decks that people played because of Kashtira in the format, happened to be a good matchup for Unchained, right? Like, for example, Unchained didn't really care about Droll. Unchained was also okay against like the books, right, that everyone played. And I think that was a big advantage for Unchained, right? And now Kashtira is gone, so people are going to stop playing the Kashtira counters, and maybe that means the matchups for Unchained are going to really change, right? Maybe Unchained is not going to have that good of a matchup spread against the decks that pop up right now, right? So I think that's overall very, very interesting, and I'm a big, big fan of a list like this one that accomplishes a lot with very little input, right? The biggest offenders by far right now: Shifter, Anti-Spell, Debarrier, and Eradicator. Those cards I would have liked to see somewhere. That's a minus. But still, overall, I think this is a very good list. I'm a fan of it. I'm looking forward to YCS Dortmund a lot more now. If you're seeing this on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the initial ban list reaction. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure to check out the Twitch link. We're gonna make tier lists for this new format in this upcoming week, so don't forget to, you know, check it out. And yeah, until then, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.